It's Thirsty Thursday. Time to raise a glass.
Hey there, welcome to Izzo's Place. It's Thirsty Thursday. I didn't have time to edit any of my projects, so we're back to alcohol reviews. But I really want to post something at least weekly till I get back into a good schedule, so that way YouTube doesn't punish me any more than it already is. So you're stuck with another whiskey review. And I'm stuck drinking a whiskey. Oh, poor Izzo. Okay, anyway, sorry. I just had the engine of the... No, I didn't have the engine open. I was working on the van. I'm a little tired. It's quite early on Thirsty Thursday. Anyway, if you saw the short, in the short, which was over a year ago, you can tell because I haven't had a solo mustache. Last year I had a beard. The year before that, half the winter was just mustache. So almost 2 years ago, I did this neck pour. I didn't drink a lot, but we got down to the shoulder. So this has had some aging, some not aging, some oxidizing. Anyway, so at the time, apparently this was my first Nashville Barrel Company bourbon, single bourbon, straight bourbon whiskey, cast strength. This is an OHLQ pick. It seemed like in the neck pour I enjoyed it, so that's a good sign. Now, at the time, like I said in the video, I talk about it being my first one. Since then, I have at least seven other Nashville barrel picks, but that's the thing. There might be one other OHLQ in there, but the rest of those are good old Stuffin' whiskey or ADHD whiskey. Both of them have done some National Barrel Company picks. Who knows? Maybe Izzo will do one someday. Definitely something to work towards. All right, so this is let me go ahead and nose and taste. But I won't give you the notes yet. I'm just going to acclimate to it. We'll talk about the bottle. First pour of whiskey in a bit, so got a little bit of a hug there, but I don't know what hug it is. We got to read the bottle. Distilled in Indiana. It was an Indiana hug. Where is my flashlight? I don't see my flashlight, so we'll use the phone light because my ancient eyes, even though they were fixed, they can't see little writing in bad light. Anyway, let's go ahead and start on the front. Nashville Barrel Company. They've got 3 stars in a barrel, like surrounded by a barrel shape. Well, it's like you're looking head on a barrel. It's got 3 stars on it. Same emblem on the top, so let me go ahead and give you a look at that. 3 stars in a barrel. Around the rim of the stopper, it says Nashville Barrel Company, as you'd expect. Okay, what else? Single barrel, straight bourbon whiskey, cast strength, OHLQ, 6 years old, barrel number 1839. Proof 116.58 or 58.29% alcohol by volume. Let's go ahead and read the story on the back. We did it our way. It started with 3 friends, so there's the 3 stars, who saw where the bourbon industry was going. More allocations, making good whiskey harder to find, enjoy, and share. In 2018, these friends began picking and aging their own select barrels, and in February of 2020, they released their first single barrel, and people on social media made sure the rest was history. 2021, opened our distillery and have been serving people all over the country with our hard, hand-selected barrels. So that's interesting. So they opened a distillery. So they opened in 2021, so it's 2025. So they should be having some 4-year stuff coming out of their barrels soon. But anyway, NashvilleBarrelCompany.com, well, NationalBarrelCo.com, or you can @National Barrel Co. them. Government warning, distilled in Indiana, bottled by National Barrel Co., Nashville, Tennessee. Distillery number TN 21095. What is that? That's their logo again, 750 milliliters. Okay, that's kind of what we got going on there. So 3 friends got together. I think it said, 2018? 2020, they got a little recognition. 2021 opened a distillery. Sometimes these can be pricey. So this one was $70. That's not bad for a cast strength 6-year-old bourbon. That's a pretty good price. Some that I've bought through the YouTubers, they can get pricey, $130, $140. I did buy 2 that Fred Minnick picked on some of his years, and so those are down there. So there's 6, 7. I might own 10 of them at this point. Yikes. Anyway, But that's the thing. So they're hand-picking barrels and aging it, unless there's a lot of blending going on, which I don't really think that there is. So a lot of these products are single barrel products. So they're going to be unique. Makes it hard to review it for you because you're not going to find this unless you happen to be in Ohio and there happens to be a bottle or two left. But like I said, I bought this almost 2 years ago. So all I can do is I can review this for you. And you know what? We should probably do a Nashville Barrel Company, a partial flight down the road, and just taste a few of them so you can get kind of a general feel of the kind of barrels that they're picking. All right. If you have this, post it in the comments if you've had this. Somehow if you've had barrel 1839, 6 years old, picked by OHLQ. It's very unlikely, but that would be funny if you did. And then obviously, if you've tried it, please give me your thoughts. All right, let's go ahead and give you some official notes now. It's predominantly sweet. There's a little bit of spice to it. The spices are simple. They're not complex. Just baking spices, I would call it. I do agree with the notes on the neck pour. As far as sweet goes, I got vanilla and just a little hint of deep red fruit. Some black cherry in there. All right, the sweet comes in and starts out as vanilla, but shifts to caramel halfway through the palate. The spice starts coming in as it shifts to the caramel, however you like. And then the finish, which is decently long, the finish is very spicy. Still a hint of sweetness in there. It kind of goes back to vanilla. When the spice takes over, there's a little hint of cinnamon and then the baking spices. And there's a bit of like oak, a little bit of tannin going on. So that's nice. It's not a blow your socks off kind of pour. This feels like the kind of bottle that is going to taste better each inch it lowers. I got a feeling about it. It's gotten just a tiniest bit little more complex since I opened it. Not very much though. It's $70. I'm still not mad at it though. I feel it was a good buy at $70. I wouldn't pay more than that though. At least not for this particular barrel, you know. And that's where it's hard because you might see a National Barrel Company in your store. You might see 6 years old, but it's going to have a different barrel number and someone else picked it. So what are you going to do? It's just a single barrel game. Let's go ahead and get back in here. Hey, guess who's back? Bazooka Joe. Got a little light Bazooka Joe in there. It's kind of floral. I can't picture anything specific, but it's kind of like I'm enjoying this whiskey standing in a flower garden. So actually, even just as it sat here for a little bit, the nose has gotten a little more complex. I like that. Can you hear the train? It's the 102 right on time. Okay, so I'm becoming more a fan of this nose. So the cherry's a little more prominent. The vanilla, the Bazooka Joe now has been added. The spices have kind of disappeared, honestly. Boy, sucking that gut. Izzo, come on, Izzo. I am a little bit heavy again. I'm gonna have to get back on the diet. That nose is now it's gone from okay to fantastic. I don't want to break away from it. Very cool. The front and mid palate is like a caramel apple. So this little glass, so it's aged a little bit sitting in this bottle, but even sitting in this glass, and it's been about 10 minutes since I poured it. So let's talk about that for a minute. So I like to pop the cork open and pour it in front of you. But to give the glass its best chance of tasting good, I really should be pouring this about 20 minutes before, at least 20 minutes, 30 minutes before I hit record. But I just like popping the cork and pouring it with you. So I don't know, I'm at a dilemma there. But yeah, the more this is sitting in this little glass, it is changing just a bit. This time, caramel apple was still there, but the spice kind of stayed through the whole shebang. It was there at the start, took all the way through, even as the caramel apple faded. So it's a complex little pour that these guys are doing. I'm definitely not mad at this, and this is just an OHLQ pick. Now, I don't know who the OHLQ pickers are. I would like to figure out how to apply for that. I would love to pick barrels for OHLQ. Somehow, if OHLQ is watching, hey, Heyizzo at yahoo.com. Anyway, but like with the YouTubers, kind of, if you follow a YouTuber, like, and maybe you're doing that with me, maybe my palate lines up with what you like in whiskey. If you find YouTubers whose palates you like, then if you're buying their picks, in general, you can trust that what they pick is going to line up with what you like to taste in a whiskey. So with Stuff and Whiskey, I find that I would say 90% of the bottles I've bought through their Patreon, I have liked extremely well. There's been very few where I've been kind of like, well, missed this one. But and then ADHD Whiskey, Matt Porter, my palate seems to line up with his too. So in general, anything I buy from ADHD Whiskey seems to be something delicious to me. Actually, my absolute favorite whiskey is a Boulder Spirits that he picked that he named the Mountain Goat. And I was able to get a couple of bottles of a similar single barrel from Boulder Spirits, but it wasn't picked by any specific YouTuber. I think just the company picked it and released it. So I've named it the Mountain Sheep. So I got the Mountain Goat and the Mountain Sheep. They are kind of my favorite whiskeys that I've ever had, or at least that I own. I didn't think. I have a buddy that has some crazy stuff he's let me taste, and some of those might eclipse the Boulder Spirit stuff as my favorite. I even purchased from a fella some of those crazy bottles. So down the road, as the speakeasy gets a little more refined, more done, we will bust into some of those ultra rare bottles. They weren't that expensive either. We're not talking Pappy Van Winkle prices. You can get some really good stuff at decent prices. You gotta find a whiskey guru like I found, and hopefully in a small way I'm doing that for you. But anyway, let's go ahead and get back in here and see if it's changed at all in the last couple minutes. It's staying sweet on the nose. All those same notes are there, including the Bazooka Joe. The cherries there, real nice. The scent like I'm standing in someone's flower garden while I'm drinking whiskey still there. Very fun. I forgot to mention the mouthfeel. Mouthfeel's very good on this. Coats the mouth nice. A little bit oily, not super oily, but just a little bit oily. Took 3 or 4 sips, but the Indiana hug is gone. But there's enough alcohol in here, like, your ears get a little bit warm, just in general have a nice warm feeling drinking it. So I like this one. I'm glad that I picked it up. It was just kind of a whim. Like I said, I had missed a huge single barrel drop a couple years ago on a Saturday here in Ohio. And this was one that made it through all of the people picking over the remnants. So I'm glad I picked it up. It was my first step down a Nashville Barrel Company journey. And I have, like I said, I have quite a few of these. I may have as many as 10. So sometime we'll do a flight of the various ones. We'll talk about them. We'll talk about their prices. Because it's $70, this is pretty reasonable. But sometimes good old Nashville Barrel can get a little unreasonable with those prices. That's the single barrel. That's the single barrel aged whiskey game. All right, that's all I got for you. Thanks for hanging out for a few minutes. I really appreciate it. And think about it. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see some more nonsense. It's not all whiskey. I know I've only done whiskey for a couple of weeks. We're going to get back into some projects. I just I just changed a ignition coil in the van, so you get to see a noob change his ignition coil video soon. What else do I got? What else do I got in editing? I have a video where I show off some of my fountain leather good bags, and I show you what I've done to them and how I've incorporated whiskey and whimsy into them. Well, that's all I got for you. So, as usual, if you're working, please work safely. If you're drinking whiskey, please drink responsibly. But do everything with a little bit of whimsy, and you're going to have a good time. And I'll see you next time you're hanging out at Izzo's place. It's thirsty, mic check. Gonna raise a glass. Yo, what's up? It was so crooked. It's crooked enough, I'm gonna fix it this time. I think that's okay. It's Thirsty Thursday. Gonna raise a glass. Oh boy. Don't hit bottles with your butt at Izzo's place because something bad's gonna happen. Jack Blackberry. Alright, we're just gonna, I know what goes there. We're gonna leave that open. Man, I'm just gonna clear space. I don't know why I'm slightly country. Of course, I guess with that Thirsty Thursday song. Okay. Still crooked, different way. Camera needs to shift. Maybe. Pretty good. Get a little height. Get some height to make those bottles disappear. It's Thirsty Thursday. Need a glass. Probably need to wash my hands too, but it's okay. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger. Or something. Okay. It's not perfect, but I could crop out a tiny bit of Izzo's place. But do it all with whimsy. You'll always have a good time. It is terrifying that AI wrote a song that sounds just like I would have written in the late 90s. It's terrifying. I'll eventually learn to play the song myself and sing it myself and re-record it. But how are you doing tonight? If you made it to these post-credits, please let me know how you're doing tonight. What are you up to? What are you doing? What did you take a break from to watch an Izzo's Place video? Oh, we need some pictures. Pictures for the thumbnail. That's a pretty good one. I could screenshot that. That star needs a drink. Is that weird? I'll screenshot it. We'll find out. In case Barry Place 28 watches this, I have your live stream playing in my ear while I'm recording this. All right, enough of that nonsense. Hey, let's do it in the right hand. And I'll take a picture of this later for a close-up. We'll always have a good time. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm so tired. Oh, okay, I'll be posting this today, so